Hey, it's your girl T, and today I'm going to show you guys some of my makeup tricks and makeup tips. And if you may not know me, I'm Tiara Simone. I'm a new makeup influencer, so if not, subscribe. So I've been really focused on putting so much content onto my Instagram so that like when people go on my Instagram, I don't have 3 posts, I have more than that. So I was like, yeah, I need to get that. But I'm back, and this video is just basically about makeup tips and tricks that I do. I did add a little bit of skincare into this video because that's pretty important. And also what's important is to be able to remove your makeup properly, so that's also another thing. And so yeah, let's get started. First, I got a blab, so if you don't want to hear this, just skip past this point. Now I'm like, okay, it's YouTube time. I'll be seeing my friends, I'll be supporting them on their YouTube channels. I'm just like, yo, I'm not posting anything. People are like, Tiara, what about YouTube? Tiara, where are you at on YouTube? You don't post nothing no more. You don't post anything. And I'm like, but I'm on my Instagram. But now, your girl's back. And so, yeah. Oh, another thing. Let's get started. All right, so the absolute first tip is never, ever put foundation or concealer on your eyelids. I do that all the time. I'm gonna just be honest. I do that like all the time because I want it to match like the rest. Like if I'm beating my face, I don't want to leave my eyes bare, but there's a solution to that. So for instance, the Jaclyn Hill palette. Ochre. I know it's dirty. I use this like all the time. It has so many nude colors that you can use as your base instead, like as a substitute of concealer and foundation. Like for me, I could easily use one of these top colors up here, like maybe even this color right there. That, or yeah, I could use any of those because it's way better than concealer and foundation because they crease. Like my eyes, I don't know if I have hooded eyes, but I think I do. But like every time I like look up and stuff, like it folds, and so when I look down, there's like a nice line, and you don't want that. So like you could take the Morphe M330 brush. I'm holding it weird, hold on. This. So I'm gonna mix like 2 colors here. These 2 because they match with my skin tone the best. And then you just literally hit it on there. So, and then you put just a little bit on your eye so that your eye, I need to see myself, so that your eye is like matte and it won't get creases from you putting concealer and foundation on it. It will just stay like how it's supposed to. And you don't really need to double dip. You can just transfer it because you don't want too much, because you don't want it to look like you literally put on eyeshadow. And you're good. Okay, another tip is always do your eyes before your face. This sounds crazy, and even before I started doing this, I thought it was absolutely insane. You look crazy, like your face is just out and then you're doing your eyes, like what are you doing? Like I'm always used to doing my face and then my eyes, but I got hip to doing my eyes first, and this is why. If you're doing something crazy like how I do, or just in general, like if you're doing like a glitter cut crease or just a cut crease or just any eyeshadow, that fallout can be just all over here and you just baked. Like you bought like a $40 loose setting powder and like probably like a $50 foundation, and like you just really don't want fallout on that. I wouldn't, okay? Like recently I just got some Born This Way, $38. I usually get drugstore, so that was like different for me because I was like, dang, like this stuff, $38 for this small little thing, like no, they need to make it bigger. But I still got it because it's worth it. It's great quality, and I got fallout on it, and I was like, oh my gosh. Don't ever mix foundation and powder. I've done that before because I was like, you know, why not? At first it looked pretty good, like powder and foundation mix. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who's crazy enough to do that. I'm pretty sure other people have done it. Because I don't know, I was just wondering. I was like, why not? Same thing. No, I went to school, right? Came back home. I had texture all over my cheek. Like, just straight up texture, okay? It looked crazy. Like, it looked really cakey, very textured. Like, you know that filter on Instagram where it's sharpened? Literally looked like that without that. Like, real life filter. Like, it looked crazy. So, you don't want to do that. I recommend that you guys, like I do, I use 2 different foundations because sometimes one color just isn't enough, because some places are darker than others or different colors than others. Like, for instance, my forehead is typically, well, is darker than the rest of my face. And so I don't want to have one foundation where it matches my cheeks but not my forehead, because I'm gonna look crazy. So I use Milani. As you can see, one's running out, but I use these 2. One is amber and one is tan. So usually I do like tan on my hand, which tan is pretty good match for my cheeks. But then I use amber for my forehead, which is slightly darker than the color tan, which they kind of look very similar. And then sometimes I mix them together like how I do here, and it's just an amazing match. And so it goes on really nicely together as well. So I often do this a lot because it gets me that perfect skin tone color to where it matches like as much as possible, because you definitely want something that matches as much as possible. I'm gonna let my hand over here. Pretty good match. Also, the bright side to using 2 different foundations is the winter and the summer. The summer you get darker, the winter you get lighter. So me, during the summer, my skin tone gets darker. Yes, golden hour, yes. But yeah, I'm just all types of different colors. And so like darker in the summer, lighter in the winter. And that happens to a lot of people. So if you have 2 already, you have one that's darker, so you use that for the winter, the summer, and then one that's lighter and you use it for the winter. So yeah. Bright side, win-win. Another trick that I do is I use very light concealer. This Infallible Full Wear by L'Oreal Paris. It is in porcelain. This stuff is super good because it gives a very good base for eyeshadow. It's just really just perfect. It's about $10 and change at Walmart. It's worth it. It lasts long. It's in a bigger container than most concealers. And yeah, this is also what it looks like. It's very pale, but it works really well for that pop of color, especially with yellows. For some reason with eyeshadow palettes, like yellows just don't really pop, or maybe I just haven't been getting the right ones, or maybe it's some on my end. But with this, that problem has been solved, and the yellows pop like nothing else, like straight up dandelion, like it's yellow. So I recommend this versus a concealer that matches your skin tone. I mean, you can still use that. Those are great. I used to use, like when I first started doing makeup, I used a concealer that matched already, but it doesn't like have the colors pop as much with like this. So also, I get this a lot. Like a lot of people say, like, what does primer do? Is it even worth using, buying? Like, what's its purpose? So I can't speak, but it does have a purpose. Primer, I used to wonder the same thing, and usually I would skip it and just put on foundation. But I found out that actually it helps. It smooths out your skin, like it gives you like a nice canvas so you have a smooth application of foundation. And also it helps to protect your pores so that you don't get as much makeup in your pores. Like makeup typically, like it can clog your pores, but it's if like you don't wash your face right, or like don't take makeup off properly. But if you do, you'll be fine. But Primer helps to lessen that so that like it goes on top of the primer versus directly on your skin and like in your pores and all that. So there's two different types. There's people who have combination skin, dry and oily, which I feel like I might have combination. I don't know. But I feel like I'm more on the dry side. I think I have dry skin, so hydration, like this type primer is really good for people who have dry skin. This stuff has like a nice light smell and it's just really good. And then Urban Decay's De-Slick Complexion Primer. This stuff is boss. It is really, really good. This stuff lasts forever because literally you cannot put on too much or else you'll be ashy. So you have to put on very little or it'll really dry out your skin, because this, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to dry out your skin, but it's supposed to get rid of that oil. So I use it on my T-zone while I use this on my cheeks where it's like, it can get dry sometimes. And these two together are killer. So if you have skin like me, which might even be combination, just use these two. But yeah, primer is really, really good before foundation and all that good stuff. So definitely make sure that you don't use too much concealer. So I have a lighter one. These are, wow, it's moving in the thing. Huh. Okay, so I have a lighter concealer. This one is caramel. And then I also have an even lighter concealer, which is Golden Door, whatever. These are really, really good. That's why I just got these two. And so I use them from under my eye. And so I'm going to take it out and show you how to do it without putting too much. So, oh, these are fairly easy to open. That's surprising. So here they are, and I'm gonna show you the color difference. In color. How many shades are these apart? I don't know. So first I'm gonna start with the lighter one. Oh, do I twist it off or something? Under your eyes. That. So that's what it looks like. And then, actually, I think that's good. I don't think I have to mix these. Yeah, all right, they're pretty much the same. And then you just take a brush and just go under, look more awake versus like I'm asleep or like a zombie. So yeah, this stuff is really good. I look more awake. Always use brushes. Don't use, now it's funny because mine's brown, which means I've used this a lot. But that's the thing, it grows so much bacteria, it absorbs so much of your foundation product. It's just disgusting at how much bacteria is probably in this right now. And it's just like, you get a better foundation or just anything application with brushes versus this crazy sponge that I've used that it's so stiff, it has so much product in it. So I definitely recommend using this. Ever since I've switched to brushes, I've definitely had better application versus with this. So you should definitely use brush because it definitely blends in, but you definitely have to clean your brushes because it can leave a streak once it gets clumped up. Like mine is starting, it has a lot of product in it, so it's getting clumped. But once you brush it, once you clean your brush, you get a nice airbrush finish because it's very nice versus just sitting there dabbing for 5 years. But some people prefer to use this. I think they're like coming up with new ones. Like I think they had like a clear one. I think that one might do better. It didn't do good for me, the clear flat one, but it's definitely better than this. So another makeup tip is if you're ever like not getting, like if you ever don't really want to pay for all these lipstick colors, like say I want orange lipstick. I don't have orange lipstick. Literally just use Vaseline and put it on your lips and then take that eyeshadow and put it on top, or you can even put the eyeshadow on first. Yeah, I think you should just put the eyeshadow on first, put some of this Bad Guy on there, and you'll have orange lipstick. And speaking of, I need some Vaseline because your girl's lips are chapped. I put too much. I've been having trouble finding clear lip gloss. Like, I've been wanting clear lip gloss for the longest time, and literally like no store has one. And then when they do, it's like $15 for one little cute little tube of clear lip gloss. So I'm like, okay, Vaseline is your friend. If you want clear lip gloss and have this nice glossy look, just use Vaseline and you're good, because I don't got time to buy $15 clear lip gloss in a tiny little, no. This works wonders. My Starbucks is melting. It's warm. That's disgusting. All right, so that's all the makeup tips that I have for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love all my supporters so much. Like, thank you guys so much for watching and for liking my content on Instagram and for believing in me, because this makeup thing's hard. I'm trying to juggle a lot right now, and I am just so appreciative of all the people that believe in me constantly, the people that hit me up and are like, Tiara, what you're doing is amazing, keep going. Like, I love you guys so much. It makes me want to cry sometimes, all the time, if I'm being real here. And so yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all soon. So bye.